There's smacks of sugar.
I don't even think they call it that anymore.
What do they call it now?
I think it's honey smacks.
Oh, honey smacks. I dig 'em. Honey smacks.
When's the last time you had a honey smack cereal?
I don't even think I ate that crap when I was a kid. What is it?
I think it's rice, sugary rice or something.
Ugh. And they choose a frog as their mascot?
Yeah, because it's got the flavor of frog.
Ugh. How about frog legs? Would you eat frog legs?
I never have.
Would you?
Well, I don't have anything against it morally, I suppose, but it just sounds kind of gross.
Yeah. It probably tastes like fish.
I thought everything tasted like chicken.
Yeah, that's what they say. Oh, yeah, it tastes like chicken. What doesn't taste like chicken?
Peanut butter?
That's true. I've never had a peanut butter sandwich and they were like, hey, what's that taste like? Oh, it tastes like chicken. Hey, BOOZHOO. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe breath, about coffee breath. How's it going? How's it going, eh? As they say in Canada. My name is NANABOOZHOO. And my stand's a little screwed up here. La la la. Over here is Natasha.
BOOZHOO, everybody!
Over here is Michael Lyons. Hello, everyone. And today, we're going to talk about Ojibwe. How about that, sweetie? Let's do something different today.
What do you want to do?
I would like to talk about Ojibwe language and culture.
We do that every day.
Yeah, huh?
Why don't you say hello to the BOOZHOO crew first?
Yeah, I suppose I could. How you guys doing? Let's see who's here. Kizzy Renee Davis, right in the front of the line. Can you put a gold star next to Kizzy Renee Davis's name?
Yep, she's the first one here. She gets a gold star.
BOOZHOO, Kizzy. How you doing? Oh, and the lovely Jessica Wabooz is here. BOOZHOO, Jessica. BOOZHOO's here. BOOZHOO's here. Jessica's here, sweetie.
BOOZHOO, Jessica. Mino Gigajabe. Good morning.
And Always Learning. How you doing? Always Learning. Getting a hand from Always Learning. And Jessica says, I'm so glad you're doing a YouTube live stream. I thought maybe you'd only do a Facebook one today, and I was bummed out that I missed it. Yeah, I talked about you a little bit on the show. Yep, we went on Facebook this morning, huh, sweetie?
We sure did. We were on there for a full hour.
And I went in there to tell them, hey, you should come over and watch our show on YouTube. I realized yesterday we only had 7 people here. And it's like, what am I doing on YouTube? I gotta go to that Facebook. I'll get like 500 people watching. But what it is like 500 people scroll through and go, huh, what's this now? Well, I'm not going to watch that. And then it gets a click. Yeah, you got 500 viewers. But we set it all up again and we went over to Facebook, got on there and did a show. And then I realized I didn't link anything to anything. Not to this show on YouTube, not to Patreon, not to PayPal. I even told them about our GoFundMe plans. Oh, this is kind of cool for anybody that wasn't on Facebook this morning. We go on Facebook, do a live stream, and there's like 2 people watching. But one is a lady from Canada who works at a television studio or something. She went to film school, and she's part of the children's theater. I don't think it's the television workshop. But like she knows Adam Beach. And it's like, I didn't really think of it at the time, but that was kind of cool timing, huh?
I think maybe Gitchimanadu wanted us to meet her. Maybe there's something in the future for us.
You think so?
Yeah, you never know who you're going to run into. And, you pray for the direction and stuff. You got to start looking for coincidences or whatever. Maybe we'll work with her in the future.
Yeah, maybe. I got so many plans. I'm almost afraid to get started.
I know.
But the important thing is we're here now. Because this was once a plan. It's like, hey, I should try to do that. What, where's that camera function on my laptop? What is a live stream, This show started as little steps in the right direction. And here we are. Here we are with Kizzy Renee Davis and Jessica Wabooz. Yay, she says. So glad to be here with you all. Jessica says, I'll have to catch up with it after this. Jessica asks, can you talk to me about spirituality and how we have ceremonies? I'd be happy to. Should I go outside for that one?
Yeah, sure.
We're going to have a little spirituality talk. But I feel like we should do it at Agwaching. Agwaching, our Ojibwe word of the day. Outside. But I don't have the word. Anyway. Sweetie, could you teleport me now?
Yeah, sure. Let me just scan the area. Okay, I got a spot. And one to teleport to Agwaching. You ready, honey?
Yep.
All right, hang on tight.
Oh, what?
Bloop. Hello.
Hi, sweetie. It's NANABOOZHOO.
Well, hi. Did you make it out there okay?
Yeah, I sure did.
All right. Well, give me a call when you want me to pick you up.
I sure will.
Roger, over and out.
Over and out. Bloop. Seems kind of strange we'd still use World War II communications when we clearly have Star Trek capability. But, so, today, well, you know what? I'm going to take out a little tobacco. I'm going to say a very short prayer because we're going to talk about spirituality and ceremonies. And here's an example of a spiritual ceremony. Sometimes people get kind of scared off by learning about their culture. Like they'll say, oh yeah, that's cool. I want to learn about what my ancestors' spiritual ways were. What were the ceremonies? How do you do a rain dance? And you go, okay, wait. But then they'll read about the Sioux people and their sun dances, or they'll hear about a sweat lodge, how hot it is. And you'll hear all these scary stories of spirits and whatnot. And so people don't want to talk about it. Or the little bit they learn, they just learn about the bad things. And never do this, never do that. What are you whistling at night for? Are you out of your mind? And so pretty soon people just get turned off. They go, I don't want to deal with spirits. There's too many ways to get into trouble. But I'm here to tell you, especially for you little guys and girls who are watching the show in the future, a ceremony is just a spiritual practice. It's a ritual that you go through. We have a ceremony just starting our show. The ceremony recently has turned into no ceremony to begin with. Just random, middle of the conversation. I hit record streaming while I'm talking to Natasha. And then we have a little song and I say hello to people. And we usually start, we didn't do it today, but then we'll have like an Ojibwe word of the day. That's a ceremony of sorts. We all grow up with ceremonies. The birthday party is a sacred ceremony. They dim the lights, you sing a sacred song to fire, to candlelight, and you blow out those candles. Although people probably don't blow out candles anymore. Everyone's so freaked out about COVID-19. And then you give gifts and you make a wish and whatever. It's a ceremony. It's a spiritual ceremony. The birthday party. That's why everyone got so touchy when the gay marriage cake fiasco happened. There was this Christian guy in wherever who saw his job as being a person who did something for a religious ceremony, a religious ritual. The ceremony was called the wedding between a man and a woman. In Christianity, weddings are a big deal, you know. And you've all been probably to a wedding ceremony. There's certain ways of behaving, certain dress, certain foods, certain prayers, songs, and an agenda. And you're communicating with the Creator. In a real wedding, you're making a vow to God that you will never cheat on this girl. You know, that you're not going to be mean to her. You're going to be nice. And then she'll turn around and make you a sandwich once in a while. You know? So it's a ceremony that has something to do with the Great Spirit. Oh, but then in the old days, when gay marriage became legal, this guy was like, no, I can't do that. This is a wedding cake, and I'm a Christian. This is part of my ceremony. And if I use a cake to do it for a gay marriage, that's not our way. It was his position. And everybody, they ran him out of business eventually. Yeah, well, you're a bigot. What are you, homophobic? Are you afraid of the homos? What's the matter with you? Now give us our cake. And yes, we want it rainbow colored. So today I'm going to do a little ceremony before. I should have did this. I'm doing a ceremony right now. I shouldn't have said anything yet. The ceremony I'm going to do is a prayer ceremony. And I talked about this a little bit on Facebook, if anyone's coming over from Facebook. But in the Anishinaabe way, in the Indian way of Ojibwe, we like to trade with tobacco. Tobacco is sacred. It's a medicine. And we can smoke it and pray. And I'll carry the prayers up in the smoke. Or you can just offer it. You can put it in nature, put it in a tree or something. But I'm just going to offer, before I say anything more about spiritual matters, I'm going to do a ceremony where I talk to the Great Spirit. Gitchi Manado. So I got a little bit of tobacco here. I'm just going to say, Otapanaman niwea sema Gitchi Manado. Accept my tobacco, Great Spirit. That's how I like to start my prayers. Every religion has different ways, Dear God, like you're writing him a Dear John letter. Dear God, hi, how was your summer? But I'll just say, I'll offer him some tobacco, and I won't even sprinkle it or anything. And then I'll start praying. And I'm going to say, Daga widuka wishin, menawe nungum. Please help me to speak well today. And if you don't speak Ojibwe fluently, it's okay to just start speaking in English if you have to. The Creator speaks both English and Ojibwe. I can't speak for any of the other languages he might have learned along the way. I suspect he knows them all, but I know for a fact that he knows English and Ojibwe. And so, I just asked him, please help me speak well. And miigwech gaiji gakinagegu gaiji chikea nungum. And I said, thank you for everything that you do today. And now I'm just going to say, miigwech bizin da wieg. Thank you for listening. I'm going to put a little tobacco. Not that big of a deal. Ape inge. Amen. Well, and then I just talk, sometimes I'll just say, get your manado. Yeah, what you want? No, I'm talking about what prayer is. Oh, sorry, my son. Ladies and gentlemen, get your manado. Hello, everybody. Mino giga jeb. Hey, do you speak more than just Ojibwe and English? Why, of course, me son. I speak all the languages. I invented the languages. All right. When did you invent the languages? The Tower of Babel or whatever. Oh, yeah. Didn't you, confuse everybody by giving them a bunch of new languages? That's right. Back in the days of the grandfathers, everybody spoke one language. It was all Ojibwe. Is that right? No, I'm just kidding. I don't remember what the world language was. But yeah, and then all the Anishinaabe, they got too big for their britches. They didn't have any Dubba-Dane Dizzy Win. Dubba-Dane Dizzy Win. That's humility. They didn't have any humility. They got too proud. They thought they were going to build a tower to the heavens. And I was like, I don't think so. So you know what I did? What'd you do? I gave them a whole bunch of different languages. And pretty soon they were fighting and carrying on, and they couldn't complete their job. Wow. That was a good trick. Yeah, that was a good one, all right. So apparently Gitche Manado, he created a whole bunch of languages, and now we're speaking Ojibwe. What's your favorite language? Ojibwe. I didn't think you'd answer that. Oh yeah, you're my favorite son. Don't you ever doubt it. Yeah, I'm just kind of pulling your chain there. Oh really? I'm not your favorite? Oh, me children are me favorites. I mean, how can you pick one? I love ye all. Oh, thanks. Get your Manado, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so I'm just kind of talking about spirituality and ceremonies. So ceremonies, whether it's a birthday ceremony, a wedding ceremony, a lot of we didn't have churches back in the day. We do now, but back in pre 1492, Ojibwe people would still worship. They still pray to the Creator. They still sing songs, and they'd pass stories. And but you would always do it. You wouldn't just casually be walking down a road. And I mean, you can, but a ceremony is something that creates a sacred space. It puts your mind and your spirit and your body and your emotions, the 4 quadrants of the medicine wheel. I wonder if I could pull that up. It's not worth it. In our way, we always think of a human being, an Anishinaabe, having 4 aspects: body, mind, spirit, emotions. And so a ceremony will set you up in the right way. I have some, not here. Back at the studio, I have some tobacco. I have tobacco, but I also have Bashkode Jibik. And Bashkode Jibik is a mushkiki called sage. I have a medicine called sage. It's sage, just like there might be some around here. Grows wild. What sage does is it purifies the room of bad spirits, of manji manaduk. You ever go into a place and it's just, ugh, and you just got a bad vibe? And you go, it's bad energy in here. If you nukwajigan, if you smudge down, if you burn some sage, you take a little feather, you smudge it down, that's a ceremony. You might pray as you're getting your thing together, But the smell of the sage and your little prayer and getting rid of the bad energy, you can do the ceremony to get you ready to do whatever you need to do. Sometimes it's just to pray. Sometimes you might need a ceremony for healing. And you go, oh, wow, what are you talking about? Healing? Are you a medicine man? Are you a mushkiki winini? It's like, no. Everybody can heal. You can heal yourself, and you can heal others with a ceremony. I'm not saying, you're going to get heart surgery by praying and burning some sage, but let's say you have a broken heart. Let's say somebody just dumped you hard. You really loved this girl, and she was everything to you. But then she met your stupid, good-looking cousin. And he plays guitar a little better than you. And he's 2 inches taller. And he's funnier. And she falls in love with him. And she dumps you and your cousin because he's a dog. Goes out with her. So not only did you lose your girlfriend, you also lost your cousin. And so what do? Well, have a ceremony. Go out in the woods like this. Smudge down. You can create your own ceremonies, or you can follow ceremonies you've learned. And that's what's cool about walking the red road. You'll meet other people. Go, you know what helped me? When my cousin stole my girlfriend. And my cousin never stole my girlfriend, but would you leave me for my cousin?
Maybe Eric.
What? Really?
No, I would not leave you for Eric.
That's stupid Eric. All the girls like him.
I know, he's charming.
Anyway, um, so your heart, somebody may say, yeah, I remember when my cousin stole my girlfriend. What helped me, I went on a fast. Went out in the woods, and I didn't eat anything all day, and I didn't drink any water, and I smudged down, and then I went on a sweat or whatever. Here's just a simple ceremony you can do. I did this once all day, but you can do it just for, half an hour if you want. Go in the woods. Draw a big old circle in the ground. If you can't draw a circle, if you can't see it, line up, like if you can get your hands on some cedar, or just pick it off a cedar tree, make a circle for you to sit in. If you can get some sage, bring out some sage and a feather. Make a little fire in front of you there in that circle. Smudge down yourself. Get quiet. And then say, Gitchi Manadu, Dagawi Dukawishin. Please help me. Great Spirit, please help me. And talk to him. Lay it out. Now, most of the time, Gitchi Manadu doesn't speak back, huh? I try not to, when people are praying. I find it rude. Well, then how come you're always interrupting in my show? Because I find it funny. And so, but start praying. And then you might even realize, I don't even know how to pray. Dear Gitchi Manadu, please help me to not be so depressed, not so mad at my cousin. And please, I don't understand why nobody loves me. And, to start talking. Or, that's good to do. But your ceremony, you're still sitting in a circle and you've smudged down. Maybe you've offered some tobacco. Whatever it is. The important part is that your heart is pure. That you have Dabadain Dizyuin, that you're humble. So, I'm going to tell a story that sometimes makes me tear up. And I'm really going to try not to today. Because that's not what this show is about. And I'll just give you the in a nutshell. Something happened and I found myself out in the woods in a circle with cedar, boughs, sage, and a pipe. And a man named Jumbo said, I'll be back after the sun comes down. You just sit there. If you want to leave to go pee, that's fine. Otherwise, just sit there and pray. And inside, I was like, what? All day? This is going to be pretty boring. And so I didn't even start praying, Oh, yeah, I prayed before while he was still there. He smudged me down. We said a prayer and whatever. But then when he left, I was like, okay, great. Sun's coming up. I'm sitting in a circle. Got a pipe in my lap. And nothing but time to kill. And I said, I know. I'm going to count my blessings. I have learned from my elders that if you count your blessings, you can't have anxiety. You can either have gratitude or you can have anxiety. You can't have them at the same time. So if you're worried and you don't want to think about it anymore, I'm so worried about this thing, just start writing down or just saying out loud things you're grateful for. Even dumb little things. If you have to, I'm so grateful that I have long hair. Anything. So I was going to do this. I'd done it before a million times. And I went, all right, number one, what am I grateful for? Let's see. Well, I guess I'm grateful that I can see. And just at that minute, I realized, there it is. I'm not going to cry, but I can feel a lump welling up remembering this. I noticed I can't even describe it, what a gift eyesight is. I had this weird spiritual experience where for about 10 seconds, something happened. And I recognized how lucky I was that I could see. And that if I was suddenly blind, all the problems I thought I had, which seemed so stupid. I thought, well, no, I have no problems. I never had any problems. I could see. Now I'm blind. you know? And when the thought occurred to me, I busted out crying. Couldn't stop crying. I shouldn't tell this story because it always makes me choke up when I remember it. So then I went, okay, well, that was weird. Just crying hard, going, what is happening to me? Am I just playing around? Am I bored? And just, what? So I stopped crying after a little while, and I was like, oh, wow. All right. Number 2. And then I went, I guess I'm glad that I can walk. And then I waited for me to start crying, and there was nothing. So yeah, I guess it would suck to be in a wheelchair. But I didn't have the same spiritual moment. I don't even know what that's called. Maybe that's what Buddhists and David Bowie called Satori. There's a state, I think, in Buddhism that I learned through a David Bowie song where he sang, Satori must be something just the same. But I think it's a moment of clarity. Anyway, I had a moment of clarity. And I think that was a gift from the Creator. I mean, and then since that time, that was years ago, my eyes were opened. But yeah, that's how it works. You know, after everything, underneath everything you thought about and believe about God and have been told and question and doubt, behind all that, there's like, yeah, this is Gitchimana you're talking to. You are talking to the Creator. This entity that's